Well, boys, girls, humans, earthlings, jellyfish, large mammals, pterodactyls, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you're doing it to, welcome back to Bushka on Blitz. We're here having a look at the FV4202, this little pommy machine of justice and victory, and draws, as the case may be. You'll see a couple of those today. Been running through, having a bit of a renaissance moment with all my tier 10s that I haven't really treated very well and played when I was a little bit of a numpty, which was sometime in the last couple of months, really. Giving them another shot at the title, and I really enjoyed this machine the first time around, and I really enjoyed it the second time around. HESH, that wonderful high explosive squash head ammunition, is a real wild card. It's a bit of a maverick. Running this tank can be an exercise in futility when you're firing HESH at marginal targets, and I do that a lot, but it's fun. And that's what the game should be. In the end, it should be a bit of fun. And we do have fun in this. Just a bit of housekeeping first. Always good to see people in the comments section of the videos. Keep the banter going there. If you want to check me out on the Asian server forums under the English-speaking section, always there. And on the North American server forums. Very rarely getting over the EU. Small footprint there. But it's hard to get a handle on everything. Trying to put the Facebook page together. That's been good, but we won't be doing that too much at the moment. Follow me on Twitter at Bushka on Blitz. Now, if I do stream, I post there. I'm streaming on Shou TV, shou.tv, so download that app off the iTunes store and follow me. I am Nudity J Fandango on the iTunes store. I'll post a link up in the description section here of this video. So if you do want to watch me streaming and you're allowing your eyes to bleed, that's where I'll be doing it. And I generally post that up quickly on Twitter if I'm going to be jumping on. So make sure you follow the Twitter feed as well, at Bushka on Blitz. I've been overwhelmed by the people who've donated to the PayPal account. You can see the link up there showing a physical manifestation of the love. It really is a scary thing when someone drops a little bit of love in your inbox on the PayPal account there. I was really touched and overwhelmed. You guys are amazing. We hit 2,000 subs. Hats off to everyone. You guys are fantastic. 2,000 subs was just... Never thought I'd get there, and it's going from strength to strength. The Wargaming boys have posted up some official content on the How to Medium video, and that picked up some more humans as well, and there's more content coming down the pipe. Look, you guys are wonderful. I'm really happy that you're watching and that you seem to be finding something of value. It's always great to get feedback. So, yeah, why don't we just jump in the video and I can stop waxing lyrical about how wonderful everyone is and how wonderful we all are together. Give each other a pat on the back and let's move forward. First match, straight out the gate, Winter Malinovka. Now, this isn't where I normally come. This is a situation where I do sneak up here, and I often get behind that little bush, fire a couple of shots while in camo and get rolling. But we're going to get overpowered here. The matchmaking is such that it doesn't look like there's much chance of us holding them here. And you're going to see me start firing HESH. Now, I'm firing the cheap gold HESH because all I'm trying to do is fire quickly without exposing myself, because there's a lot of damage there for a little old tank like me, and use the gun depression and this cheap HESH not to do damage, but to just make them realise that there is someone here, there's someone putting shots on, and maybe they should be paying attention and not YOLOing over the top of this hill, because I can see this going south in a big way very quickly. There's an awful lot of heavy tank momentum built up. The M103 on my left is in trouble. Everyone up here is in trouble. And you can see by counting the dots, yeah, we're not going to be able to hold this. We're going to have to retreat. I've switched to APCR. I think there's a chance of getting shots through here while they tunnel the poor bloke on my left. And there is indeed. You can see we've got one into that M103. We're going to get another into the E75. And then it's time to vacate premises. The IS-8's gone. It's just me. Now, there's a Centurion here that makes a big mistake. The reason I'm showing this video too, this tank's got a great power to weight ratio. It's got great soft stats for covering the ground, good penetration values, and this Cent thinks that I'm running away, and he's made a big mistake because he's pushed ahead of the pack to get the kill, and we're going to punish him for it. I'm trying to use him to shield me from the E5. but that's all right. Big mistake here would be staying to get the kill shot on the scent. Can't do that. Got to keep rolling. Look at the acceleration. We're going to leave that little E5 in the dust. Won't give him the shot. And it's very sinuous, like a snake. Much like the Leo, it's got very similar power to weight ratio. It's a very light tank. It's got good soft stats. And it can really motor around areas like this, going up and down hills and around obstacles. And the M103's made the same mistake the Scent made. He thinks he can just push up, do the business, and you can see how quickly this little number gets through and across the turf. Put 2 shots into him very quickly, make him miss, and there's your kill. I really enjoyed my time driving this tank. I really enjoyed going back to it. You can see how it terrorises heavy tanks and big mediums if it's given the opportunity to work its magic around hills, obstacles, use that mobility. And we're going to get a shot here in a sec. Not at this point in time. We're going to climb the hill, and you'll see how its accuracy and the high potential damage of the HESH combine to make it a really, really effective tank. We're only getting 1 shot just at the wart on the top of the E5, but he's silly enough to try and come back up, and we're going to quickly move in, get our shot, and move back. 440 damage. Now I'll roll 500, 501 on this HESH all the time. But mostly you'll roll between 400, 460, that kind of range, which is big numbers for a tier 10 medium. And I think it's a great tank. You can see how manoeuvrable it is and how mobile it is and how hard it works in these limited close spaces on these big heavy tanks and how much damage it does. Really enjoyed taking another run at this fantastic tier 10 British medium, and Aegon there, you can see he carried the day. It wouldn't be a video of me without me singing. Aegon topping the damage charts there at 3,300, but we did get 4 spots and 1,500 assisted. Now here we are. I think Snake Eyes and I are going to go flank here. He's in the Object 140. I'm using the old FV4202. Bit of a return to arms for this tank. Now it's got good gun depression, but it's got a very, very soft turret. So the 2 things I don't like about it are the fact that the turret is exceptionally soft. It has no gun mantlet, and the fact that the top speed is only 40 kilometers an hour. Now, it could certainly get higher than that, it feels like in game. It gets to that top speed very quickly and stays there for quite some time. Now I have a bit of a donkey game here. I do okay stats, but I have some really shocking moments. And one of the reasons for it is it's that whole HESH thing. At times you fire HESH, and you shouldn't be, but you just want to see those big rolls. Like you can roll over 500 damage on a HESH shot on occasion. And you can see there, I should have taken the lower Glacier shot on that Tiger 2. It was open. We realised our mistake, and we switched back to APCR. Snake's about to get flanked, I believe, here on the left. You'll see when I move with this tank, it's very sinuous. It reminds me so much of a low-end Leo. I switched to HESH here, I'm sure, because I've just eyes bigger than the tummy. You can hit the side of that Object 268 and do 460 to 500 damage, and it's great fun, but he's just at a bad angle, and I should know better, but all that, still hitting with HESH, and it's probably going to cost Snake his life. Yeah, my bad. Oh, I'm not Snake, Aegon. Sorry, Aeg. That's me being a dick. Just experimenting with the tank, really, seeing how it can go. It's still got that low profile, which is very lovable. And the gun is 0.32 dispersion, as I mentioned earlier. Now, I love the Leo because of the pace of the Leo, and you can see there when you do get HESH into the right parts of the Object 268, you really do a pump of damage. The Leo is very, very quick, much like this over all kinds of terrain, and it climbs hills very well, much like this, but it doesn't do that. It doesn't bounce shots like that. This upper glacis is so severely sloped. Anyone shooting at the upper glacis on this thing will want to be up close and personal, or it is a surefire bounce. And you can see how I'm coming out here at severe angles, just trying to keep the upper glacis always angled. The poor old mousey gets left all on his own, and that's it. Now, we had a hell of a run in this tank. I've been platooning with Snake Eyes, Aegon, a few other boys, iBoss, and I'll show you the platoons all the Storm guys. Look at this mouse block that object, 268 shots. Freaking hell. If you're an object, you're just screaming about that. Anyway. And you'll note my win rate on this is much lower than it should be. And one of the reasons is that when I originally played it, I just wasn't as good as I am now in the tank. And as such, a lot of the stats are not that crash hot. And I've been working on raising them, and we have been. And that's one of the fun things about this game is, you know, when you're a little bit bored, you can always have a look at your stats and maybe work on something there. But the thing I found interesting was it's a draw magnet. I have had more draws with this tank than any other tank, including the T95. And that is saying something. In fact, at one point in the run I had with Snake Eyes Warrior in this tank, we had 4 draws in 8 games. 3 in a row, in fact. And I've included, some of them were quite boring, so I haven't put them in here. But others of them were exceptionally close and well-fought games, where the damage was good, the gameplay was pretty solid. It was just unfortunate that we ended up... You can see there, that's a screenshot of the run with Snake. There's a draw before those, followed by 3 losses, a win, and 3 more draws. And you can see the thing bleeds money. The HESH is not cheap, and it doesn't have a very good gold coefficient. So you find in quite a few of your games, even when you're doing big numbers, much like the Leopard again, it has a horrible gold coefficient, and you end up spending a lot of cash. Now, in this game, we flanked to the right, and you can see Snake Eyes is up there. We'll always just refer to this as the mouse game. Snake and I. And you can hear me chatting away on TeamSpeak.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Missing 2. Missing the TDs. They're probably camping. I'm going to come up. I'll go past you on the right and come back round. Or maybe.
Watch where I go up here.
Where that object is.
Watch where I go up here. This is something you should be doing more often. It's a great little hill climber.
Yeah, I can. Awesome.
Just letting you hear a little bit of the chat between Snake and I. People have often asked to stream and do a bit of streaming, and I think we'll be doing a little bit more of that in the future. And then you'll be able to hear both sides of that TeamSpeak chat. So far, so good. The plan's all going according to plan. The TDs were, in fact, camping. There's one over there.
Found the...
You can see HESH just smashing it up there.
How are you up there? You all right? You still got him. You still got it. Coming. Mouse was in our respawn.
So the Ferdinand is the big winner here. He's the one who gives us all the trouble.
You're right, you're right. I'm pushing around to the Leo. Dude. Fuck the mouse. The mouse can't even... Yep.
Now you can use HESH on the Leo, and I should have used HESH there.
Watch out for that 30.
Watch out for the 30, you hear me say. Prophetic words. Snake's about to get lit up by the 30.
Mouse is coming now.
This is also where the FV suffers. You can see the lack of penetration shots available. Because it doesn't have heat.
What the hell happened there?
Yeah, he got lit up by the 30 is what happened there. The 30 is over there, he is. He's popped. And now suddenly it's not looking so good.
Oh, I gotta go, dude. I can't cap this with the mouse there and the other guy's dead. I need shots on this mouse. There's the 30. Where is the 30? Has he moved? Alright, I'm gonna get the fuck out of town. Got plenty of time.
Plenty of time, a prophetic statement for Bushka, because you don't have plenty of time, you idiot. But anyway, you'll see what I'm doing here is letting the mouse see me go one direction, and then I am going to stop and go the other once camo resets. Once he disappears.
Oh, okay. I dropped. Hopefully the mouse thinks I've gone the other way, yeah. Yeah, but hopefully he thinks I'm looking at the other direction.
I'm running optics.
I've got view range, so what I want to do... Well, I've got binoculars on this thing. Not binoculars, optics. So my hope is that I can get distance and see into the cat without him actually seeing me. So I'll go deep. Yeah, no.
Now we're going to find the 30 here. There's the mouse. We spotted him using our optics, our rations and our vents. And he had no idea where we were. Neither did the 30. 30's in all sorts. We're going to switch to HESH and absolutely pump him in the side. There you go. That's the joy of HESH. No pen on the mouse, but brilliant pen on the 30. Now I already know there's a problem with time.
Yeah, it's too late for fucking around with subtlety.
Yes. And the mouse is going to call me a coward because he is just an umpty. I don't know why this doesn't go in. I think that's a glitch in those skins, which is probably something I deserve, because that was a clear shot. If it wasn't a glitch, it cost us the game. What really cost us the game is my shit aim on the last shot. Just here. There.
No! No! By coward, my fucking ass.
Not happy about that. Ah, well. It does you good to get a little bit of humility in your life. It was a fair dose of humility. That last shot, very, very ugly. Now, the skins I'm running there, you can see they've got the modules on the skins. And basically what I was doing is I was looking for something different in the models, looking to have something that looked a little bit cool, and I liked the dark shape of them. I had a chat with Hugh Jass, 48 Ton, a few other guys, and the general consensus being, and I have to agree with it, they're just not cricket. They are a little bit cheaty, and I know you see Aircab and a few of the other guys with them on. They're not for me, and I've changed up since. I spent a day running them pretty hard when I ran the FV and a few other tanks, and I've changed up dramatically. Now I run the camo skins, which I believe are the stock camo skins from the PC version of the game, but you have them on all tanks, and I think they look beautiful, and you'll see them in a lot more videos as we progress. Anyway, back to the FV. What I've done here, there's a PLV guy there in the IS-7, and I don't really want to get too up close and personal. They've got a huge bunch of heavy TDs and heavy tanks, and they've gone the top. As such, I've pulled right back up here, and I'm putting the FV through its paces, using it as a fire starter from the top of the hill behind the spawn. Now, the reason that you struggle here, and it's a real pain in the ass, and everyone's experienced this, you'll see the shots that appear to be available on that tank there, the IS-7 and the E3 that pops up later, and that object, and they just go into the dirt, and it's really frustrating. You'll see a clear shot, it will show you a clear shot, you'll fire it, and it'll hit the dirt. you start compensating for that, and that's why, look at that. I mean, it just goes into the dirt. It's not particularly different to that shot there, but there's a fine line where you get used to it. And you'll see me switching an awful lot on this tank between HESH and APCR, because you have to, if you're going to be playing the FV well, you really have to switch hit a lot. You've got to use different types of ammunition. I use cheap HESH all the time when I don't have clear shots on anything but turret tops and things, and I use expensive gold HESH generally for clear shots on certain kinds of tanks, and you can see we're going to vacate the premises there. So we've done a fair bit of damage up the top. The Tiger 2 actually does no damage in this game, but he allows me a lot of spotting time, so hats off to you. You did a good job with what you got. That is probably the worst shot of the game, but here we go anyway. So we're in a lot of trouble here, and the E100 down the bottom is the biggest numpty you'll see. He's basically got one of those things. He's just an AFKer, but he's not AFK in this game. He just goes up to that middle part of the cap circle and stops. He actually starts spamming attack later, and you'll see we've cleared that object. We've got a bit of a problem here. The IS-7's a very good player. The E3, Lemon Lee, I've played him a few times. I believe he knows what he's up to. We're low on hit points, so we've got to go through here and clear this IS-7 first, this PLV guy. And we missed that shot, which was pretty rubbish, but we hit our next two, which are quite decent shots. This one here, and then the next one on the turn. Nice gun depression from the FV to be able to get this one down. You can see over the side and nail him. Now we've got 2 tanks to kill. We've only got a minute 25 to do it. The E100 at cap circle is driving at the moment. You can see him just to the left on the mini-map of my white arrow there. He drives up to the cap circle, pulls up and does nothing. We donk this shot, which is very, 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 very costly. And then we pump him. Now, your options here could be to run cheap HESH into the back very, very easily. Wouldn't cost you at all. The reason I'm not doing that is I have to make sure every shot counts, and I would hate for him to move and screw an angle up on me here, because we're right up against it in terms of clock management. This is, I think, the third game in a very bad sequence. It's just crazy. You can see that A100, he has spammed attack. He is actually there. He's just not doing anything. There's 34 seconds left on the clock, and he's still hiding around the back of this church. Oh, he's horrible. 20-odd seconds left. Got to get this guy down in 20 seconds. Yeah, it's not going to happen. 1,400 hit points to get. We donk it. Horrible. Should have waited maybe, but, we really didn't have a choice. Take his drive wheel out, keep him still, so it allows us to pump as much DPM in as possible. But we're just not going to have quite enough time for this last shot. 244 hit points, and we end up being about a second and a half short. And we have our third draw in about 8 games. Fourth draw in about 8 games there. Incredible run with this tank. Doing in excess of nearly 6k on that one. Constantly doing these kind of numbers and just getting draw after draw. It was absolutely nuts. And you can see there, great stats on the Ollie 100. 0 damage from him in a tier 10 game, but he does manage to spam things. This is the final match. This is dead rail. You can see I've switched to the camo skins here, and don't they look lovely. The FV is a particularly attractive tank. It's got a lot going for it in the looks department, I think, anyway. And these camo skins really, really suit it. You can see the Indian pushing down through there. Now, we're going to take a hit from the left. So, we're spotted. We're going to hide behind this rock. Missed a good shot there. You can see I've increased the loadout in the old HESH here. I'm carrying a few more rounds of HESH. And we're just making sure we're still clear on the left. And now we're going to push forward once camo is reset. Let that come back. And now we move forward. We're pretty sure now that we are no longer visible. And we're going to push down into this KV4. We don't have anyone on the left, so we're being a little bit interesting and being a little bit adventurous here. But we've got iBoss with us, Storm iBoss, the head of Metal Storm, actually. And we're just putting shots through the drive wheel of this IS-7. Going to back it up and come back out. And we're going to put another shot through his drive wheel just to get the kill. He fires behind us at iBoss. Doesn't fire at me, thank God. And there's our second kill of the day. Moving forward now, the KV4 is the next target. We're going to angle pretty heavily once we shoot him. We should take that on the tracks. You'll see here, he's got the stock gun and the stock turret. We're not too worried about pens, and he's only going at the lower glacis. So he takes the tracks out, but that's all he's going to get. And drive straight on past, put one in the side when the angle goes flat. There we go. Because there is severe amounts of side armour on the KV4. You don't want to be firing in at an angle whatsoever. Long range, straight through the front turret of the T44. Angle that up a little bit again. And now we're going to get his drive wheel here. There we go. Track him. Keep him still. Miss our fourth kill though. Some bugger on a T44 takes him. Little bit of derpiness here. Getting a little bit loose. We do get the IS-7. Nice shot. Very nice shot through the lower plate. But this Carnarvon, we're thinking he's looking the other way. We're going to drive up, and that changes our tune. We've got to back it up really quickly there. Even with good gun depression, that's not going to be a fun shot or a fun place to do. Spend any time. The IS-7 is obviously the prime target here. We've got to take him out. We nut one into him, and I think we might get across here, but good, fair play to him. He did really well there. We've got to back it up now to get our gun depression. There we go. Get the kill on him. Just 2 left and 3 of us. That E75 pops out, and he's the same guy that killed iBoss. And iBoss actually died to an E75 in, I think it was 3 consecutive games. So we've switched to gold HESH. 418 damage there. We are going to nut this Carnarvon. There will be no draws today. This is no draw time. 5 kills. The E75, we're going to push up here. You'll see we've got a marginal shot on him. But once he takes... This is the thing. You'll know we've got a marginal shot there. Not much, but he takes the shot, so we're allowed to improve it. We're now going to load HESH because we're going straight behind him. He can't afford to stop looking on the left there. We're going to load the HESH up and put one straight through the back of the tank. This is why I love playing this tank. 460 damage roll on a tier 10 medium tank. 468. That's bigger than a lot of the heavies at tier 10. And then finish him off. 6 kills. Just over 6k damage. And look at that camo skin. Isn't it a pretty looking tank with that camo skin? The FV4202, a great tank to go back to. This is like, I've started doing a whole lot of this, going back to tanks that I loved or didn't really play well even at an earlier point in time. And I've found that as I've improved as a player, the tank has miraculously improved as well. Now, there's been a lot of comments on the skins. We're not going to go on that again. You can see I'm running a camo there on OSU 152, and I'm in a little bush up the top there. If you ever needed a bit of reinforcement that camouflage is a good skill and that a camo net can work on a tank, giving them a surprise ISU from about 100 metres away is always a good idea. What to say? The channel's been going from strength to strength. We've hit 2,000 subs. The wargaming community has been fantastic. I'm looking at doing a how to heavy video, much like the how to medium video, which got put up by Wargaming NA recently. Really loving the feedback in channel, the feedback on Twitter, and that's where I'll be posting streams up. The stream, as I said, the link will be going in the description of this video. If you do have Shou TV and you do have Twitter, please follow at Bushka on Blitz because it will make it a lot easier for you to watch me and your eyes can bleed happily along with everyone else. 2,000 subs. You guys have been fantastic. The support the channel gets from the community and from all you people out there has been overwhelming. I never thought that it would happen, and when I first posted up that T62A video years and years ago, which I've since taken down, I never thought in my wildest dreams it would be keeping on going from strength to strength and continue on, and I'd meet such wonderful people and have such a good time doing it. The Metal Storm guys putting up the Clan YouTube channel in the near future. There's a few people recruiting platoons in the comments. I'm going to let that happen. I'm trying not to regulate the comment threads too much, but we'll see how that goes. But good luck with that. I don't want to start shouting out platoons and such in channel too much and being a little bit one-sided and biased. Yeah, what a wild ride it's been. Wonderful stuff. I'm going to keep rolling. You keep rolling. You're going to see a picture here. 1,999 subscribers on channel. I don't know who was 2,000, but hats off to you. I don't know what the next big landmark is or whatever we're going to be doing, but stay tuned, guys. It's going to be an exciting ride from start to finish. Hopefully the finish isn't for a very long time. I'm Bushka on Blitz. As always, stay safe on the battlefield and see you next time.